Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cole Spire, and welcome to another episode of Help for the Guildless. And I have something very important that I'd like to talk about tonight. And it's something that involves me and is directly involved with my life. And it's not something that affects my life so much, but I am a part of it. I'm a special guild. And this special guild is very, very trying, and it takes a lifetime to appreciate it. And the guild I'm talking about is fathers. And the reason I'm bringing up fathers is because Father's Day is right around the corner. Possibly by the time I get this uploaded the next day. And something has happened again for the second year in a row to attack Father's Day. And this comes in the form of a marketing strategy from Angelsoft. Angelsoft is a toilet paper company. And anybody who knows Angelsoft knows that it's not the greatest toilet paper, but it does its job. Well, anyway, aside from the quality of their product, which is subpar at best, they have put out an ad that has started a hashtag, which is called hashtag Happy Father's Day, Mom. I'm a father, and this bothers me. Aside from the fact that men in the media are portrayed as deadbeats, idiots, comic relief, or super testosterone-filled action heroes, we don't get celebrated in the way that everyday men who are fathers deserve to be celebrated. On the contrary, we get attacked. We get our day attacked. And I'm not thrilled about it. As a matter of fact, I'm angry about it. I'm not saying it's my day specifically, but this is a day for the people, for the men who do what they're supposed to do when they have a child. And that's take care of them. Now, you can say that a single mother deserves to be recognized on Father's Day just as much as a father does. Herein lies the problem. What if the situation was reversed? Think about that for a second. On Mother's Day, you know, the day that celebrates mothers, single, non-single, in a confusing relationship, lesbian, whatever. On Mother's Day, if Angelsoft put out an ad that said, Happy Mother's Day, Dad, what do you think the reaction would be? You see, right now, this Angelsoft ad has not garnered enough attention to be in mainstream media, because it was an internet-only ad. If the situation was reversed, not only would this situation be mainstream newsworthy, but every single man that agreed that this hashtag and this advertisement is legit and should be upheld and should be praised would be considered a sexist, a misogynist, a woman hater, and trying to ruin Mother's Day. You can argue that point if you want, and please, if you want, put it in the comments. Here's the problem. Men didn't do that. Men did not try and take the day away from women, mothers. They celebrated them, bought them flowers, bought them candy, took them out to dinner, things like that. The men in their lives treated them right, and the women in their lives treated them right as well. Social media explodes about Mother's Day. It was all over Facebook, and it was all over Twitter. I'm sure it was all over Tumblr. Hallmark makes billions of dollars a year off of Mother's Day. You know, sales are designed around it. Weekend-long sales. There's no sales for Father's Day. I take that back. There are. Do you want to know where they are? At Sears, in the tool section, Home Depot, and Lowe's. You know, we need clothes too. And it's not just men doing men things anymore. In the same aspect that they're arguing that a single mother is like a father, single fathers are like mothers. And they were not celebrated on Mother's Day. No. So, in the same grain of these sales, shouldn't there be sales at JCPenney or Macy's or TJ Maxx or any place that sells men's clothing? Well advertised sales. Well advertised sales, not just the normal weekend sales that happen. There should, but there isn't. And why not? Well, the simple answer is men are demonized, men are villainized, especially fathers. PETA went so far as to put by billboard space for an ad that said, "Don't let your dog become a deadbeat pup." So, fathers are a joke. So much so that last year, the hashtag End Father's Day came up. And initially it was a troll hashtag, which is, you know, whatever, it's a joke, I get it. But the extreme rad femmes took it and ran with it. The ones that apply the hashtag Kill All Men and I bathe in male tears and things like that. They took it and ran with it to say that the holiday needs to be ended because fathers are deadbeats. Fathers are evil. We abuse the most children, which is statistically not true. The court shows that most abuse is done by the mother. We, you know, cause problems. It's 2 years in a row that Father's Day has been attacked. And I want to point something out. On Mother's Day, my girlfriend, who is the mother of my daughter, got a ton of messages. Happy Mother's Day, things like that. Her son made her 2 cards. If my daughter was old enough, would probably make her a card too. I bought her flowers. I took her to dinner. I treated her the way that I always treat her, but it was made special because it was her day. Last year, because I can't count for this year because Father's Day hasn't happened yet. Last year, it was pretty much the same ordeal for her. She got a lot of recognition. She got a lot of people giving her praise. And then a month later, when Father's Day rolled around, I kind of expected the same thing. And instead of that, I got nothing. I got a few people saying Happy Father's Day, and then I got something shared to my wall that was a generalization of fathers, nothing personalized. And the day was held as secondary. And my girlfriend knew I was upset. So she tried to make it special, and she did, and I did enjoy just spending time with her and my daughter. But the 2 days were on the opposite ends of the spectrum, and I expect more of the same this year. And now with Angelsoft and this ad, it makes it even worse. Because now it's supposed to be okay for women to be part of this day that is supposed to be celebrating fathers. And one of the main arguments that I've seen is, well, men can be thanked on Mother's Day. Here's the thing, they weren't. They haven't. And they won't be. And we all know this. Before my father died, I had a job, and it was coming up on Father's Day, and I got him a gift. I got him a gift that my mom threw out as a suggestion because I didn't know what to get him. I knew my dad liked gizmos and things like that. But it wasn't from the heart. I didn't wrap it. I just kind of gave it to him, said Happy Father's Day. My brother didn't get him anything. Now, I was young. I think I was 19 at the time. And I didn't understand why my dad was angry. He told my mom to cancel dinner plans that night, told me to take the gift back, that he didn't want anything, and that he didn't want us to celebrate Father's Day ever again with him. He was done. What I had done is the same thing that the feminists are doing now. And that's trying to hurt the good fathers out there. I didn't realize that until I became one. And all of this happened to me. I didn't understand why he was so upset. And in the few short years that I have been a father, I understand where he was coming from. Because I think about this. My brother and I had been doing this to him for years. My mom was the one that was always giving him the gifts from us, with her thought in it, was taking us to dinner. My dad still had to pay for it. Was treating my dad like it was any other day. And I understand that that blame falls squarely on my shoulders and my brother's shoulders. But I see that still happening now. And Angelsoft is just perpetuating it with pushing dads out even more. It's not just men that are upset about this. It's women too. And most of the people that are upset about this have some really well-reasoned arguments, and they're not all MRAs or misogynists or sexists or anti-feminists. These are normal people. And they're allowed to have their opinions. I personally am very upset about this, because I want it to change. I have to work on Father's Day, and my plans happen in the evening. Well, my plans almost got changed because a female coworker decided that she was going to try and change my schedule around. And it was going to go through until I said I'm not doing it. I want to be able to spend time with my family. I may not be able to go out to a $1,000 a plate dinner or go on a small vacation for the weekend. I wish I could, but I can't. So I get the time that I have with my family. And it's not going to be anything big. And I don't expect anything big from my girlfriend and my almost 2-year-old daughter. But the fact that it's okay to ignore fathers on Father's Day, even if they're your friends, kind of goes to show where the social narrative is going. So, Angelsoft is getting a lot of heat from normal people, but they're getting praise and backup from places like Esquire, Gawker, and Jezebel. It needs to be said that it's time for fathers to take a stand. We are not the bumbling idiots that people portray us as. It's great to laugh at Al Bundy, but I want you to really think about Al Bundy for a second. The man had delusions of grandeur, but what he did more than anything, besides complain about his family, is love his family. The first time something happened to Kelly, he was there. Anything hurt Peggy, he tried to make her feel better. The whole thing is an allegory for what media portrays men, mainly fathers, as. He had delusions of grandeur because he wanted to make a better life for his family, and he was upset that he couldn't do it. That didn't stop him from doing it. Yes, it's a TV show, so things happen. But think about this. Another family. And this one is praised as a feminist role model because of the strong female characters. Roseanne. Dan Tanner was one of the most influential men on television. And I'm mixing them up. Tanner, I believe, is Full House. Yeah, Danny Tanner is from Full House. I apologize. But even then, Danny Tanner, if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, you watched Full House. That man took care of his family. But going back to Roseanne. Dan Connor was extremely influential. Did everything for his family. Worked himself to death, but he loved his family just as much. He wasn't bumbling. He wasn't portrayed as stupid, threatening. He was honest. He was sarcastic. He was blue collar. And Roseanne, as producer of the show and star, did something for the series finale that not only was kind of a play on another series ending, but showed the importance of her husband to her. The entire final season where they won the lottery and did all this extravagant stuff ended up being just a dream. It was in her head because she had to make a fantasy world where Dan was still alive, where he was still with her, where he could still love her. Because she was his friend, his best friend. He didn't control her, he didn't abuse her, he wasn't stupid. He was a working class father. And he was a great role model. And it saddens me that my son and my girlfriend's son don't have those role models anymore. They don't have the strong, no-nonsense father figures on TV to look up to. They've all been tossed by the wayside for comedy relief and second-class citizens. I honestly think we need them back to show not just our sons, but our daughters what to expect from men. Through all three of the fathers that I named, Al Bundy, Dan Connor, and Danny Tanner, were there through thick and thin, sickness and in health, good times and bad. My father is not around anymore. He will never get to meet his granddaughter, and she will never get to know him. He got to meet his grandson, and he loved him for the couple years that he was around. I miss my father every day. And when men like this, men like my father, are no longer around, it spells doom for our society. Celebrate men. Celebrate fathers on Father's Day. Tell that special person in your life, that special man, that special male, that he's important to you. Treat him like your best friend, and he will treat you just the same. This is a really inclusive guild that very few men get to be a part of. Celebrate them for wanting to be a part of it. We're only asking for one day. Give them that day. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to me. This was a hard topic for me. I want you to know I appreciate you. And if you enjoy what I have to say, please visit my Facebook page. Hit like while you're there. It's facebook.com/helptheguildless. Follow me on Twitter at @ColeSpire. And I want to thank all the fathers out there and wish them a happy Father's Day. Thank you very much. Have a good night, everybody.